ladies and gentlemen. We're at Hornet Stadium in Bryant, where the 1999 playoffs begin. You know, back against a couple of months ago, the Bryant Hornets began a run unprecedented in school history with a victory over the Conway Wampus Cats. Well, here they are, starting the playoffs, and here's Conway again. Can another victory and another run be in the offing, Jim again?
I think it's going to happen tonight, but I really expect a tough ball game. Conway's going to have the quarterback back probably for the whole game. And I tell you, it's just hard to beat somebody twice. But isn't it great, man? People started getting here at 5 o'clock tonight, and people are everywhere. It's a lot of fun, and Hornets are going to go far this year.
Jim and I have the action for you. I'm Rob Patrick. Stay tuned. Playoff action on the way.
Rob, just as everybody knows, in the coin toss, you really want to win the toss and then defer your action to the second half so you can get the ball for after the start the second half. First 5 minutes of each half is close to a substitute ball game. And we're going to see that coin flip. As Mr. Williams has potential to make it back if they continue to play. There's an outside chance he could actually be available for the state championship game if they make it that far. That, of course, will be the first Friday in December. Because even if they get by the end for one play, that would be worth it for him. It would. And can't tell who won the toss. Apparently Conway did. Talking to Conway about their wishes and desires. Or maybe it's still, I haven't seen the coin go up actually again. Or is it a big coin? Oh, there it went. Well, now we're giving coin flip instructions. That's bad shape, right? I think Bryant won the toss. They were talking to Derek McCoy, and now they're talking to Mr. Thompson. Hornets are going to kick it, I believe. They won the toss. Bryant has won the toss. They have the bird. They will kick off to the Conway Wampus Cats. The Hornets dressed in their blue jerseys with red trim, white numerals, white print. You're listening to Bryant Hornets football on KCDI and Falcon Cable. I'm Rob Patrick with me, Jim Lezone and Brent Jackson. We just about ready to action. Nathan Hubbard has queued up the football for the opening kickoff here as we are ready for the start of the 1999 Class 5A state playoffs game between the Bryant Hornets and the Conway Wampus Cats. The kick is away and it's a short one over to the far sideline. One of the up-backs has it and he steps out of bounds with it at about the 23-yard line. He covered it safely, and Robert Berger caught it and stepped out of bounds. So the Conway Wampus Cats will begin action here on offense at their own 22-yard line. Right on the way. Robert, is kind of unusual. Josh Ward usually can have some kickoff duties, so obviously the Hornets have seen something that they wanted to kick to, even on what fans call the most basic play. You know, a lot of people don't even pay attention to the kick, but it is one of the factors of the game that has to be won if you're going to win. Conway comes out in a full half backfield, now he's shifting to the wing two. Wide receiver to the left, the tight end to the right move. Have a jump into the middle, and it looks like the Hornets were outside, jumping into the middle. He goes first there. The left tackle also moved on the Conway team, so it's just 2 moves first. But I saw the white shirt move as well. We'll see what the officials call. He's not going Conway's direction. The Hornets will in first, and it'll be outside Bryant, 5-yard penalty, and it'll be a 13-5 for Conway. If you want to start having a lot of these penalties, penalties usually just a lack of concentration. So they'll do it together. Bryant on a 4-3 defense. Conway with Brian Jones and John DeHart in the backfield behind Rusty Ramsey. A handoff is to Jones around left end. He's close to first down yardage as he gets across the 30, out to the 34, maybe the 35-yard line, as he skated up the sidelines there and got a first down for Conway on the first play after the penalty on the first, before the first down. It is right out to the 35 to pick up at 8. You know, Rob, the advantage of losing that first game is momentous because concentration, everything that you have, you know, Conway's going to have on their side. They know they have to play well to win the game. Mason is the slot back in the wing. Hand off inside on the top play. They're trying to is Hart, and he fires forward close to the 40. He'll be short of the 40 at about the 39-yard line. So picking up 4 yards there for John DeHart, the sophomore running back. Robbie really got tripped up where he's been gone for a ways because it was wide open right in the middle. That didn't work that time. Jones didn't play much in the first game. He is their leading rusher on the season. Brian Jones, junior. He's in the backfield with DeHart, who is their second leading rusher. And to the quarterback. And he goes on the wing-back sweep to Mason. And he's got first down yardage across the 45. Out close to the 47-yard line. And Conway's fired up as they pick up their second first down. They're actually out to the 48 before he was driven out of bounds. Jake Mason with his first carry. I've heard so many people excited about the first down in Nevada. They're really fired up on a Conway sideline. And good basic running play, good basic sweep. They're just having the blocks right now. And got the Hornets picked up almost to midfield. This is a second chance season for Conway, and he has for them. Brian facing the tight end to this side, the wide side of the field with the wing-back Mason behind him. Split backs behind Ramsey. DeHart and Jones, a handoff to Jones, who skates through the defense before he picks up a good yardage at about 9 yards, 8 yards inside Bryant territory to the 44 before Luke Brown got a hand on him.
Tell you what, the defense is going to have to tighten up here. The Bryant's got to get them into second and long instead of this first and just 2 or 3, or get to second and 2 or 3, because that really lets your offense do whatever they want. Conway wants to run, and they want to run clock at the same time.
To the Bryant 44, Conway with a second and 2. Remember, Jim, they scored on the opening drive of the game in Conway. And off on a sweep. This is DeHart. He gets to the outside, 35, 30, down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, and driven out of bounds close to the end zone. He will be short of it at the 4-yard line, I believe. No, inside to the 3-yard line. Big run by John DeHart. Picked up 41 yards on that run.
Big run is right. He was able to get to the outside. And listen, man, Conway's into this ball game and be anxious to see what the Hornet offense will respond with. And we saw a tremendous defensive stand by the Hornets last week, as a matter of fact.
First and goal at the 3, 9:47 left to play first quarter. We're just underway, and Conway is threatening right off the bat. Wing formation, split backs behind Rusty Ramsey, the quarterback. Jones and DeHart. Now Mason in motion. They give to him on the sweep, the wing back, and he's going to score a 3-yard touchdown run for Jake Mason, as Conway takes up the distance on the first possession of the ball game and takes the early lead, just like they did last time these two teams met in Conway back in September.
I think that opening drive last time took a little bit longer than this one, if I remember correctly, because they chewed up 7 or 8 minutes of the clock. Hornets never really stopped them on any play on this particular drive. And if Conway didn't have their attention, they've got it now.
There's the extra point by Reagan.
It's up, and it is good.
So with 9:41 left in the first quarter, Conway leads the Bryant Hornets 7-0.
A 6-play scoring drive, Rob, 78 yards, all of it rushing, 13 yards of play. And if you can average 13 yards of play, you're going to do some moving with the offense. But the Hornets have got a potent offense, as everybody knows, so it's going to be anxious. Bryant's going to score at least once tonight, I think. Folks need to relax it.
Well, the Hornets don't seem to be too worried, and that's one of the things that we talked about with Coach Patton before the game. The even keel that this team has kept throughout the season. They've overcome much more adversity than a 7-0 deficit early.
Yeah, and also, remember, they had an emotional victory over Pine Bluff, and then also turned back the next week and really dominated El Dorado team, so they can do this.
Back deep, Matt White in the center of the formation on the kickoff return. The kick goes over Josh Farmer's head and into the end zone for a touchback. And the Bryant Hornets offense will start at their own 20-yard line here on their first possession of the game.
You know, arguably one of the fastest men on Bryant's team, is not the fastest, is Matt White. And he's been kind of quiet for a couple of weeks. We've seen him get over 200 yards, all-purpose yards. But defense have really been keying on him lately, and I really look for a breakout game from him.
Derek McCoy, the quarterback, the senior, who's had such a tremendous season, passed for 2,200 yards this season. He'll come out with in the shotgun with wide receivers, doubles wide outs to either side. Set back with him in the backfield is Luke Brown. And McCoy is back to pass on the first down. He goes White is deep and open, and the pass is underthrown and incomplete. just in time on the defensive side was, it looked like Bishop who got back there, but it was, White was behind the secondary.
He was behind him. He had good 5 yards. He'd have been in the end zone in 3 seconds, Rob. It's just too bad. Pass just wasn't able to get there at the right moment.
I think maybe White outran McCoy's,
I think he did.
range there. He was inside the 40-yard line of Conway, down close to the 30. Now they come out again in the shotgun. Crooks to the right. Luke Brown in the backfield. Again, McCoy to pass. He's going deep this time to Matt Brown. And he's got it covered. He was almost behind his pass, and he caught it as he fell to the ground. And the team's got a headache from that. 36 yards on the reception, and they said they were going to try and go deep because they were expecting Conway to cover some blitzes. That time they had double coverage on Matt, but he was able to split him and get to the ball and made a juggling, leaping catch. And it's a 1st and 10 for Bryant at the Conway 44. Now with double wideouts to either side, they call the play, and under center is McCoy. Hands off to Luke Brown over the right side. He's down close to the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 4 or 3 or 4 here, depending on the mark.
I still think about that pass play. What tremendous concentration Matt had on that to be able to pull it in.
Give him 4 to the 40. It'll be a 2nd and 6 for Bryant. McCoy under center. That's the first running play for the Hornets. Again, he's got double wide out to either side. Luke Brown in the backfield as he looks to the sideline for the play call. McCoy barks it out.
Notice Conway defenders are not even getting in their stance a little, and just almost late before they get there.
And the option. McCoy keeps it across 35, and he's got close to first down yardage at the 34-yard line. It'll be good at it, Rod. It looks like he's got it for far angle, and they give him the first down. McCoy with the run, and he picks up 7 or 6 for the first down at the 34-yard line.
There he goes. Just enough to keep the defenses honest and keep them from being on their back.
McCoy looking to the sideline. He's got double wide out to either side. Luke Brown in the backfield. Looks like he's ready to go up under center. McCoy is. He's got Matt Brown and Matt White to the left, and near side, the short side of the field. Wallace and Farmer working the wide side. And again, he hands up. He gets on the reverse to Matt White. He's got one man to beat. Gets tripped up and is dropped for a loss. That's coming up. Jason Deere, the sophomore secondary man, came up and had that reverse covered well. And it's a loss back to the 37-yard line, a 3-yard loss on the reverse. White almost juked around him, though.
He did, and I think if there wasn't the other defender who stayed home there, their end on that side, I think it was K-Ron Mohammed stayed home, and Matt was looking ahead, and I was unable to juke both of them.
McCoy calls the signals. He's in the shotgun this time. He's got double wide out to either side once again. This time Brown and White work the wide side. McCoy rolls that way, and he throws too wide for Matt White to get a hold of, but we got a flag coming in late. There was some contact there, and I think it was a whole defensive holding. Tyler Swan was trying to cover Matt White, and the flag came in right at his feet.
They're going to call it interference against the Hornets.
Oh, my. That's a loss of down, too, I believe.
I believe so. There was 2 hands there involved, but I thought it looked more like a hold to think Matt White was being so close that way. But that's who they called it on. And for these penalties, now these are 2 so far tonight, but there might be something to watch for as a key to this game.
So mark off the yardage. Again, pass interference against Bryant. And I believe that, let's see, yeah,
it is also down, and not only that, it's a whomp with a penalty, so it's going to be 3rd and about half a mile.
3rd and 28 back inside of Bryant territory at the 48-yard line. So a big penalty, 28 yards is what they need to pick up the first down.
Now, Robert,
we've seen them do it.
Oh, yeah, we've seen them do it, but you know, this is not what you want to do to an underdog team. You don't want to let them get in the game and get established early.
3rd down, 28 for Bryant. Now we got flags as the play begins, and it's blown dead before anything gets away.
It's going to be against Conway. Surely somebody must have lined up in the neutral zone.
Looks that way. That'll take 5 off of that 28 they need.
That doesn't sound like a whole lot, though, does it, right?
Could be all the difference.
Could be all the differences, right. They'll be in 4-down territory, I think, if they get this within 10 yards. If I know my Hornets well enough this year.
3rd and 23 now at the 47 of Conway. got the play call from the coach, and the Hornets go into the huddle to call this one. 3rd and 23, 7:27 left first quarter. Conway with an early 7-0 lead on the Bryant Hornets. McCoy, quick drop back, throws down the middle and over the head of everyone. At about the 25, Matt White was well covered, and it falls incomplete, and Bryant will be in a punting position.
I think they had everybody covered. The most unusual defense, they only had one guy. The nose guard was the only one really in a stance. They ended up rushing 3 people, but everybody else dropped back into zone double everywhere. So there wasn't anybody open.
So Derek McCoy will be in to kick. Actually, no, Josh Hall checked that. There was some word of McCoy doing some punting so they could set up a fake if they needed to, but Hall will be kicking, and he kicks it away from the intended receiver. That would be Bishop, and it goes out of bounds at about the, well, they're still not sure, 16-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good spot there. I thought he was going to give the Hornets an extra 3 or 4 yards. Now, Rob, if Bryant wants to really get behind the 8 ball, they allow Conway to come down the field on them again, they're going to have a problem. Defense needs to bow up here and let the offense play off their energy.
Well, we're marking it up right at the 15, so 15-yard line is where the Conway will start with a 7-0 lead, 7:16 left first quarter. Conway leading the number 1 ranked Bryant Hornets here early on in the first playoff game of the season. Ramsey, what a good on the inside trap to his wingback Mason, and he's up across the 20, out to the 22-yard line. Pick up a 7 for Jake Mason as Conway continues to eat up the yardage here with their ground game.
Especially on that first down, and you know, Rob, Conway needs to just keep doing this and keep doing what they do well, and they're running right through the Hornets. They need to keep it on there, but you know, they're going to pop a pass pretty soon and maybe catch the Hornets napping just a little bit. They got to stop this run.
2nd and 3 at the 22 for Conway. Of course, the longer they keep the football, the less Bryant's offense is on the field. Hand off to Jones around left end. He's got good blocking. So Lynch comes up and tackles him as he gets across the 25, but he's got first down yardage to about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. So another new set of downs for the Wampus Cats.
Hornets need to stop something on first down to see something else out of Conway's offense because, man, the Wampus Cats are just making the blocks and they're just going at it.
Giving 5 to the 27, 1st and 10, Conway. Been all on the ground so far. Wampus Cats with a 7-0 lead early on here. And off inside. Again, it's Jones. He breaks it outside, and he's got good yardage once again as he's knocked out of bounds up near the 35, maybe to the 36-yard line.
Well, I don't think we've seen anybody run this effectively, this consistently, Rod, this year. They found something that they like against the Hornet defense, and buddy, they are chewing it up. They're running left a whole lot of the time on these, and even their traps have been flowing that direction. If you remember on their first drive, then they came with a sweep back to the right, and he was able to make that big 40-yard gain.
2nd and 1 now after a 2nd and 3 moments ago. 2nd and 1, Conway at the 36. And this time Ramsey keeps it on the quarterback sneak, and he's got first down yardage once again. Out close to the 40.
You know, Rob, except for reception of this play, of course, quick count, just try to get that first down. He's having some pretty long snap counts. It's almost like maybe he's checking off at the line.
3-yard pickup audible. 1st and 10, Conway at the 39. 5:56 left in the first quarter. Conway with a 7-0 lead and the football. Leading the Bryant Hornets. Come in undefeated. Hand off on the sweep. This is to Hart, and he's got good yardage again. Close to another first down. Across the 45, out to about the 48-yard line. Just short of first down yardage. It'll be another 2nd and 1.
I don't know if Brent can do this or if he's got stats for this, but I tell you, their first down yardage has got to be incredible tonight. And they're either making a first down or they're getting 6 or 7 or 8 yards every time on first down. Well, as Brent said, they haven't had a 3rd down yet, but I want that average on first down if you can. Might be too detailed.
2nd and 1. Hand off up the middle this time. Jones has the first down as he gets across midfield. And up to the 48 of Bryant. Another first down, and they continue to chew it up. Let's call it the 49 where they mark it. So he picked up 3 on that carry.
Now we have another first down, which might be the key play on these drives right now, just to try to give them a little bit longer to go. Hornet defense needs to stop. You know, Bryant's been behind this year, but they've not been 2 touchdowns behind. I don't remember.
1st and 10 at the 49. They actually were only in the Sheridan game, but they won by 1 point. Wing this time to the left side, and that's where they run. He gives it to the Hart. Gets around a tackle, but then Jake Brewer buried him as he gets to about the 45-yard line. So that's the shortest they've done in first down. But you only pick up a couple, maybe 3 to the 46. Give them 3. Got it right, Rob. It is the shortest they've got on their first down play. 2nd and 7 at the 46 of Bryant. 4:24. This is another factor. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter, and Bryant's only had the football one time. Had the punt. Conway with a 7-0 lead, playing ball control tonight. And they give on the wing back. This time the Hornets rise up and knock Mason back. He gets a yard, maybe 2. But there's Jake Newell and Michael McClellan wrapping up Jake Mason on that wing back trap. And he picked up only 2 yards that time. I tell you, Michael McClellan stood him up, and Jake came in and hit Michael from behind and stopped the momentum. And it's really early in the ballgame, I know, but this is a big play on this drive. First third down, third down, as Brent mentions. First third down, Conway is safe. They lead at 7-0. The third and 5 at the Bryant 24. There is a sack. All fans come to their feet. Again, Mason in motion. And Ramsey is high. Looking. He's got room to run, but he's picked up. And there's Sean Reynolds who got a hand out and he stopped him. Maybe a pick up his yard. Ramsey was going to scramble for it. Looked like he had room to run for the first down, but Reynolds with a nice tackle in there while he was on the ground. Man, I tell you, I cannot believe Conway's going to punt this football. This is a playoff. They're going to line up for a punt now. We don't know what they're going to do. They're playing field position, I believe. I know, and that would be the way to do it. That's the smart play, but the way they've been running, you never know. But I wouldn't trust this one. The punter is Ty Ledbetter. He is back inside the Conway 45, and he does get it away. The high short kick. Matt Brown is back, but he won't even get up to this one as it hits at about the Bryant 20. Takes a Conway baby inside the 10, and Bryant will be backed up. It was not pretty, but it was effective as Conway has knocked Bryant back inside their own 10, and looks like it's going to be marked just outside the 7-yard line. Little pooch kick, and it started bouncing, like you said, about the 20. But, man, what a roll that it had. Hornets are backed up. They need to be careful now. They don't need a turnover that might change the momentum. They need to make a couple of first downs. Got to get their offense into the football game. 1st and 10 at their own 8. Bryant trailing. 7-0. Double wide out to the side. Long set back, Luke Brown behind McCoy. He gets the handoff. Gets out across the 10, or to the 10-yard line. A couple of yards on the pickup. Luke was able to make a good comeback, make a nice game. Scored, by the way, so far tonight is 1 out of 4 for 36 yards. That's sure to change tonight, I know. He's going to have a lot more passes. He's going to have a bunch completed, too. Really need to get at least 2 first downs, I think, on this drive, Ron. Mark, the ball was inside the 8-yard line, and he got out to the 10, so it's a 2nd and 7, a long 7, short 8. McCoy, handoff, Luke Brown inside, and he is stopped for maybe a yard, is all he was able to get as the Conway defensive line stops things up. You see on the mark, he may have gotten out to the 12. Yes, giving to the 12, another 2-yard pickup, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for Bryant at their own 12-yard line. Hornets are probably going to pass, as we've seen them do this year. It's going to be a safe one, I can assure you, down on your end of the field in the shadows of your goalpost. 1:37 left first quarter, and Bryant with their 2nd possession back in their own end. Quick pass to Farmer. It's complete. He's got first down yards across the 15 out to the 19-yard line. The same play we saw him open up against Benton with so effectively. They hit pass into the pass to Farmer. He picked up first down. Farmer made that one on his own route. He had to make a couple of jukes there to get around the defenders. They smelled it out. He was just his athletic ability was able to pick it up. And, man, that was a big play. They need to keep this clock going, and they need the offense to touch the ball. A 7-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 19 for Bryant. Trails 7-0 to Conway. Trips right this time. Luke Brown alone setback. Wide receiver to the left. Now Matt White in motion that way. Quick drop and a throw to Wallace. He's got it for another first down across the 30, and he's still fighting, but he's brought down at about the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. Nice long pass for Derek McCoy. Long pass on a quick hitch by Michael Wallace, and another Bryant first down. And Wallace just drove the defender back, and he was able to make that turnaround, and the defender was already 5 yards off of him. trying to give him plenty of cushion because Mr. Wallace can run. Good, got that next first down. Now we can see what the offense can do. They can breathe a little bit better now. They have room to work. First down at the 32 for Bryant. Again, trips to the right, the short side of the field. White now in motion to the left side. McCoy looks that way, and he's going to snap down to his own cover. He's the man, and he's brought down. The pursuit got home finally at the 21-yard line. A big play. Matt Brown was not covered at all. The left back at him, and he caught the pass, and Emmett Mobile finally got him down for the yard. And a big play for the Hornets. 47 yards. Robbie was able to pick up on that play, and he hit the ball. He came in motion to the side, and when he took off, all the attention went there, and they just forgot about Mr. Brown. And Mr. Brown can run and catch as well. So a first down, and Bryant with their first possession in Conway territory with 19 seconds left in the quarter. Hornets must run a play because the play clock's down inside at 7, and they will have to get it away. They've got trips to the left side. White in motion from left to right. Handoff inside to Luke Brown. Inside the 20, the 15, and down to the 13-yard line before Luke Brown is brought down, and that will be the end of our first quarter as Luke Brown picks up close to another first down. You see, they may even have to measure before they go to the other end of the field. But at the end of the first quarter, our score, the Conway Wampus Cats 7, the Bryant Hornets nothing. It's KCDI Bryant, proud to be the official radio station of the Bryant Hornets. Hornets with a second and 2 at the Conway 13. They trail at 7-0 here at home in their first playoff home game ever. And the Hornets here with their second possession are threatening. They've driven it from their own 20-yard line. Big play of the drive, a 47-yard completion from Derek McCoy to Matt Brown. Luke Brown just picked up 8 yards, and here on 2nd and 2, the Hornets send out lone wide receiver Matt Brown to the right. He's got strong double coverage, trips to the left. They give on a delay to Luke Brown over the right side, and he's close to a first down near the 10-yard line, and he will have a first and 10. It will be short of the 10, so I believe. Let's get a first down, and they're still going to get a first down without scoring if it becomes necessary. They drop the flags for the marker, so he's inside the 10. Well, I tell you, I can't hardly see that line from this distance. You know, getting old, Rob. First and goal at the 10 for Bryant. Just underway, second quarter. The Conway Wampus Cats with a 7-0 lead. The Conway or Bryant knocking on the door. Luke Brown, the lone setback, trips left. McCoy under center, gives on a trap to right, and he's inside the 5. And he's in for a touchdown. You started the delay with the wide, almost looked like a classic high formation handoff. And then fourth down coming in for a breakout play, I think, for him tonight. Great run. The Hornets need to be able to get back into this. There's one time right there. They're not going to lay down for him. I'm going to give this first quarter stats, by the way. Jim Pratt with the Conway play. That's absolutely right. Pratt, they ran it right. Ran it beautifully for a 10-yard touchdown run for Matt White. Here's the extra point. John Pratt has to kick up. Out of the hole that's up. With 11:25 to go in the first half. Liberty Real Estate is team of Marshall Mountain. For all your real estate needs, call on the team of professionals at libertyrealestate.com. Together we achieve the extraordinary. They line up for that kick a little quick on me, Rob. They did. Good job there, Jim. Nick Harbert ready to kick it off. And he drops it deep this time to about the 9-yard line. This is Reagan on the return across the 20, 25, 30, 35, trips up and out across the 40. And good field position for Conway as Nathan Reagan brings it out across the 40 to the 42, I believe. Actually, now what you want to do after you score, you want to pin on these. I'll get those first quarter stats quickly if I can. Bryant rushed for 21. Pass for 103 for 124, 30 yards. Conway rushed for 113 and has yet to attempt the pass. First and 10 for Conway at their own 42-yard line. Again, they have Brian Jones and John Hart in the backfield behind Rusty Ramsey. Jake Mason is the wingback. They give this time to Jones, breaks the tackle, and he's out close to another first down. As they're blocking, Conway's blocking on the offensive line has been tremendous. They're inside Bryant territory at the 48-yard line. A 10-yard pickup for Jones. Obviously, there's all makings of a shootout tonight, doesn't it? A very close ball game, as we talked about before the game started. By the way, the Hornet drive was a 7-play, 92-yard drive, a big one. Capped off with Matt White doing that 10-yard touchdown run. The Hornets defense now needs to stand and step up. In the split backfield behind Ramsey. Long count. Hand off to DeHart over the right side. Again, good yardage. As his surge got him a couple 5 yards, and he's inside the 45, down close to the 40-yard line. DeHart, we'll see here where they're going to mark it as they're walking around with it. Actually, they're marking him down at the 42, so not as far as I thought. Still a 6-yard pickup, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. The only time the Hornets stopped in to punt was the one time they stopped him on first down, and then they could not make the 10 yards. So if they pick up 6 or 7 yards again, this just puts the defense at a big disadvantage. Ramsey under center and turns and hands off to Jones, and he'll get him. He'll pick up maybe a half a yard. Loose on the toss from his outside linebacker spot, and really the best hit we've seen on any of the Conway backs. Oh man, absolutely best hit, and it's already into the second quarter. First time he really was able to put a shoulder into him and make a big stop. Bell's going to respond to this with a third down play, I know. 3rd and 4, along to us at Conway at the 42-yard line. Ramsey with a long count. Hand off to DeHart over the right side, and he's got first down yardage inside the 35. He's still trying to get yardage. They scrum, they pile, and the blockers are pushing, and the defenders are trying to push the other way. And finally, he's whistled dead at about the 31-yard line, but that's a first down and a big pickup there for John DeHart, a 9-yard gain. He's got 6 carries before tonight, and he's already over 60 yards at 68 yards. Rob, I tell you, watching that power move, that just shows the desire of this Conway team right now. That blocking has been tremendous along the front, and buddy, they're after it. They think they can win this football game. Again, the wing tee with Ramsey the quarterback, Jones and DeHart in the backfield, and we have motion on both sides, flags everywhere. Just who did it first is all they're going to be. We'll see. And the Hornets are backing up. They think they did it, and that's the way they're going to move them. 5-yard pickup. Conway's been going with long counts. And that time, the Hornets, for the second time tonight, jumped outside. Second one is extremely long counts, Rob. We were talking about that, but I think the Hornet defense is getting a little frustrated. They're not used to this kind of being pushed around like this. And they really are. That defensive front is back, and those are some good athletes. And they're going to make some adjustments, but man, right now, the Conway offensive line's having a race. 1st and 5 at the 26th of Bryant. Conway with the football. 7-7 ball game. And off up the middle, Jones, and he's close to a first down. Before he's brought down by Jake Newell. Brian Jones will be stopped short of the 23, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Rob, he's a quick back. Like you said, he was injured the first time they played. And he's quick, got good movement, keeps his shoulder square. By the way, it's 2nd and 1, too, so there's a penalty. You're right, and I was about to make that correction. It is 2nd down and 1. For Conway at their 23. They sneak it with Ramsey, and he's got the first down close to the 20-yard line. And the Conway offensive line again doing a fine job tonight. Well, they're creating a hose. I don't think they've had a rushing play for negative yardage yet. Now, the Hornets have stopped them on that one particular series we talked about, but I don't think they've lost yardage, has it? I don't think they've had a lost yardage play all night, no. 1st and 10 at the Bryant 20 for Conway. 8:09 left in the first half. And it's a 7-7 ball game here in the first round of the 1999 Class 5A playoffs. Ramsey, long count again. Gives up the middle to Jones. This time he's hit at the line of scrimmage and falls forward. That was Patrick Defoe getting a hold of his ankles, and maybe a 2-yard pickup for Jones. And that's, again, Jim, actually give him 2. One of the best first down plays they've had, and now let's see what Conway can do with that. because obviously we're going to have a little bit longer to go. We might even see our first pass attempt by Conway with the Hornets able to hold him on this handoff.
2nd and 8 at the 18. Split backs behind Ramsey. Hand off to the heart over the right side. He's in a big hole, and he's got first down right. He's down the sideline, and he's in for a touchdown. Conway scores again and retakes the lead. With 7:19 left to play in the first half. An 18-yard touchdown run for John DeHart.
Rob, you know, from our angle, we were able to see that hole open up, and I thought the stumble might keep him from scoring. But the Hornets weren't anywhere around there. They're going to have to make some defensive adjustments, or this running game is going to be running on them all night.
Well, it's been all rushing tonight for Conway. Ball control, and they've cashed in both times with touchdowns. Reagan on to kick. Actually, 2 out of the 3 possessions they scored. Reagan, it is up, and it is good, and so 7:19 to play in the first half. It's Conway 14, Bryant 7. Right deep in the middle is Matt White. He's joined by Jonathan Jameson and Josh Palmer. They're all at about the 10, 15-yard line. Bryant trailing 14-7. 7:19 left in the first half here at Bryant Stadium. Kick is straight away down the middle of the field, and Matt White will get it at the 4. He's across the 10, 15, 20, and that's where he's going to be brought down at about the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. Good coverage for Conway.
Good coverage, but when you kick the ball over the lights almost in the stadium, they have plenty of time to get down the field. That's a great kick. It was long and it was high, and that's what you want to do. See, Bryant was not able to do that on their kick after their touchdown when they tied the game. They had the momentum back, but Conway got the ball in their 42 and was able to punch it in. By the way, that was an 8-play, 58-yard drive. He wanted an 18-yard run.
Wingback's been on a dead run the entire game here, Jim. There's a handoff again on that wingback trap to Matt White, and he's out close to another first down across the 30, close to the 33-yard line. The wingback trap that Conway runs. Bryant being successful with it here.
Moving the chains already. I didn't even see the ref telling him it was okay. So I think they did that a little bit quick, Rob. But we'll take it anyway.
11-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 33 for the Bryant Hornets. 7 minutes left first half. Conway with a 14-7 lead. White in motion from left to right. Now McCoy to pass. Looks, throws.
35, 40, and he's brought down. It's just outside the 36-yard line.
And Madwood didn't see that ball.
Just about on him, and a tremendous hands. They finally got around the defender, kind of looked back and said, oops, there it is. And he had about a split second to time it. So when you have the soft hands that he had, man, he was able to catch it and then make a good run, a 30-yard pickup. And the Hornets are back in business again. And Rob, I tell you, they're going to have to score a bunch of touchdowns tonight the way it looks right now. If this continues, it's going to be a wild game. Uh-oh, there's a flag down we didn't see, but apparently against the defense. Or they're waving it off.
Well, they're going to give us the signal here. It is against, they're pointing in Conway's way.
Okay, they're going to be a personal foul. Dead ball.
Personal foul it is, and another 15 yards will move the ball down to the Conway 22-yard line.
Rob, that was an unsportsmanlike call, and I did not see it, so I don't know if it was on the sideline.
It was on the far side. Yes, the far side. And it's a first down for Hornets. They actually get 2 first downs out of that. At the 22-yard line of Conway, 6:45 left to play in the first half. Conway with a 14-7 lead, and here's a broad play to Luke Brown. 20, and he slips down as he tried to cut between 2 defenders. Got down to about the 17, however, so a pickup of 5 for Luke Brown.
It's going to be a hold, Rob, against the Hornets. Anytime that referee calls it, usually that's what you're going to see. And so a good game is going to be negated.
Flag at about the 21, and they're talking with the Conway captain. 6:36 left first half, with Conway with a 14-7 lead, and Hornets with some adversity here to overcome. It's something they've done all year.
Oh, yeah, and they're going to be okay. But I tell you, Rob, this was what we call in football lingo. You ready for scientific football lingo? That was a no-brainer, man. You're going to call this penalty. And that defensive captain for Conway easily is going to take that, push him back. It's still first down, though, and very easy, not an easy distance, but the Hornets have done it many times this year.
First and 20, McCoy drops, throws, a little hitch pass to Farmer. He breaks the tackle, cuts it inside, and then he's driven back, drilled at about the 29-yard line. So it wasn't quite as effective as it was the first time, but still picked up a few yards to the 29. Also lets us see that the Conway team has scouted that little hitch play, and they've been ready for it both times. As we said, his athletic ability got it the other time. But this time there's just too many white shirts. 3 yards on the pickup. They're at the 29. McCoy in the shotgun. Double wide outs. The trips to the left, actually. Luke Brown in the backfield, and he fakes a handoff to Luke, and he rolls out the right. He's looking down the middle of the field, throws, and into coverage, actually. He didn't have an open man. Conway had dropped back 6, 7 people in the secondary. Really, Derek didn't have much room to get that one in there. He tried to zip it into Farmer at about the 15, but incomplete go. Very fortunate it wasn't picked off. Rob, I don't know how they did it, but on 2 receivers, they double covered. On 1, they had 3. They triple covered Brown coming back across, and they still got a good rush on. That's impressive defense. They've done some adjusting. The Hornets haven't seen, and we haven't either. Double wide outs. Trips to the right this time. Luke Brown is in the backfield with McCoy. He rolls out to the right. He looks. He's going to throw in the down and up to Farmer in the corner, and it's incomplete as Bishop got over there, the safety, to knock it away in the end zone. And Farmer comes up a little shaken as he collided in the end zone, but it's incomplete, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 17 for the Hornets at the Conway 29-yard line, trailing 14-7 with 5:34 left to play in the first half. I don't know if they're going to go for a field goal. Yeah, they're going to line up for one. It's going to be a 45-yarder if he's able to make it. It's actually going to be about 46 yards. 46, you're right, Rob. He's on kind of the left side of the field, which is the hardest area for a soccer-style kicker to punt it into. You've got to push the ball. Actually, when you kick it, a little to the right so it'll go in. But it's a long field goal. Farmer with the hold. Josh Hall on to kick it for 46 yards. The kick is up. It's got a good length. And it is no good. Must have been just off to the right. Was it short or just off to the right? Anyway, no good. And the score remains Conway 14, Bryant 7 with 5:26 left to play in the first half. And the Wampus Cats will have the football back at their own 20-yard line. Rob, there's no other way to say it. This has been Conway's half of football. They've been able to stop the Hornets when they needed to, and the Hornets have only been able to stop that Conway potent ground attack tonight one time. Conway split backs behind Rusty Ramsey. Gives it this time on the right side to DeHart on the sweep. He cuts it back against the grain. He's got good yardage out close to the 40-yard line. Another first down, another big first down play for Conway. Call it the 38, so a pickup of 18. Just the exact amount he made on his last run, an 18-yard touchdown run. He picks up 18 again. That's a first down for Conway at the 38. An offensive line is trading a hose. There's no Hornets ever getting into the backfield or any kind of penetration that we've seen most of this season. Whatever blocking scheme they're doing is working right now. Conway with the football, and again a long count. They give on the counter to DeHart. This time he breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage and gets ahead for maybe 4 to the 43-yard line where they're going to mark it. He goes through an arm tackle there, and that's what happens when you've been on the field a long time. The first half that this defense has. And DeHart now has 110 yards tonight already, and we're not even to halftime. 2nd and 5 at the 43. Conway challenging the number 1 team, have them down 14-7 here with 4:20 left to play in the first half. They've got the football, and they've driven it out from their own 20 out to the 43-yard line. Hand off inside, a juke for Jones, and they get first down out to the 50-yard line, but we do have flags thrown in there. Looks like a hold route from the direction of the flag, but we're going to have to wait and see. He threw it back up another 5 yards, and it is going to be a hold. First penalty of any kind against Conway, and it prevents a first down as Jones had driven to the 50-yard line for a first down yardage. Once again, this is a no-brainer. Rob Hornets going to take this penalty. They need something to stop this momentum. They mark it from the 45, so actually they move it from the line of scrimmage back to the 33. Well, he moved his flag up. It must have occurred right when he was going around that end. And, man, the Hornets have gotten a break, and they haven't had any tonight, and this is a break, and they need to take advantage of it. 2nd down and 15 from the 33 for Conway. One wide out to the near side, the wide side of the field. Split back behind Ramsey. Jake Mason in the wing. Long count again. And off to the heart over the right side, and he's going to get out to about the 38 or 39-yard line. He gets 5 out of that. Hart on the off. It's really kind of an off, just right off the tight end out there.
It is, and it's the basic play. They've been running it all night. The Hornets have just not found the clue to stop it yet. Even that play, of course, they have forever to go. Third and long here. Maybe we'll see a pass play, but maybe not. I mean, you really don't know what's coming.
3rd and 10 at the 38-yard line for Conway. Ramsey under center. Again, a long count. Look back behind him. This time it's the wing back. Mason, and it brings him down for a gain of only a yard, and Conway will be forced to punt with just over 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Well, that penalty, they took advantage of, didn't they, on that big break that they got. Now the offense is going to have the ball, and they should have reasonably scored position. And they have plenty of time, as we're saying, the Hornets, they have time to be able to go. Now the Hornets got close to blocking punts, if you remember the first time they played Conway, and they might go after this one. They're better the kicker. And they almost got to it. Reynolds, did he get a piece of it? It sure looked like it came off there kind of cattywampus. But once again, what a roll, man. Cattywampus, I don't know. It was spinning sideways weird. Wampus cat, cattywampus. It was accidental there, Brent, okay? Well, as it is, the ball rolls dead at about the 29 for Bryant. 2:31 left. The Hornets will have the football at their own 29-yard line. Ended up being a pretty good punt of about 32 yards. Most of it on the ground. Maybe that's where the phrase cattywampus came from, Brent. Come on. So there's always a legalistic guy around it. And the Hornets send out 3 receivers in kind of a stack to the far side. Matt Brown, the lone wide out to the left, to the right. And McCoy rolls left, rolls. He's got a man. Farmer tried to make a leaping catch at about the 36, but was unable to hang on to it. And it goes incomplete.
Farmer just kind of misread that football that time because he didn't need to leap. He just did. But now that was unusual. Trips left, as you were calling. It was almost a wishbone formation over on that side of the field.
2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 2:26 left in the half. The Hornets trailing 14-7. The only other time they trailed at halftime was that Sheridan game, I believe.
Right.
Double wide out to either side. McCoy will roll out to the left, looks, throws. He's got Matt Brown, and it's first down yardage across the 42 to 41-yard line. Will out, and just enough for the first down at the 41.
Now White was also in the neighborhood out there, so the defense was not able to key on either one of them. They also played a little bit behind each of them just to avoid the big play.
The Hornets that time sniffed out the zone and kind of found the dead spot between the defenders and got the 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. McCoy looks to the sideline. He's got double wideouts to the side. Luke Brown, the lone setback.
A lot of time on this play call.
McCoy, handoff up the middle to Luke Brown. He dances through, spins out of a tackle, and he's close to another first down right at midfield. And we'll see if he got the first down. He needed to get to the 49, and it looks like he's close to it.
Just kind of depends on the spot of the football, right?
They stop the clock with 1:51 left and eyeball it. They may have to measure here. They will take time out to measure as Luke, nice run through the Conway secondary there.
Probably either going to barely make it or barely miss it. It's that close. I think they came just a hair short, but stretching the chain. What's it going to be?
Just inside Conway territory and just short of a first down by inches. So it's a 9-yard pickup.
Now, we fans are sitting out here saying, baby, you got an inch to go. This is a free play. 2nd and an inch. Fake that and do some play action pass and pop somebody across the middle of the end zone.
1:51 left first half. Hornets trailing 14-7 to the Conway Wampus Cats here in the first round of the 5A playoffs. Here at Bryant Stadium before a sold-out crowd. Hornets deploy in a double wide out either side. Luke Brown the lone setback, and they sneak it ahead. McCoy sneaks it for the first down, apparently.
That's
no
why
signal yet.
That's why fans are not football coaches. They always do the exciting thing, not necessarily the right thing, you know.
They do signal the 1st and 10. And the Hornets will get a new set of downs. Clock stops at 1:42.
I don't know if that was a bad spot or what, but they sure just gave him enough to get the first down, and that was it.
Didn't need much, fortunately, and it is the 1st and 10 at the Conway 49 for Bryant. Plenty of time left. McCoy in the shotgun, double wide out to the side. Luke Brown's in the backfield with him. He rolls left to the short side. Luke throws. The ball is caught inside the 40 by Matt Bryant. Again, close right at the stick for the first down marker. I think it's going to be another first down, right? It is. It is a first down at the 38-yard line, a pickup of 11. Great catch. Derek is just a little bit high on some of his tosses, but receivers are pulling them in. And the Conway defenders this is a great defensive scheme, one of the best we've seen this year. They're just covering the pass. They're sending three guys to rush. McCoy rolls right, throws short of Michael Wallace at the 25. They're rushing with three. Yeah, they're rushing three and covering with eight. Covering with eight, and they're really something Hornets have not seen. Now, they're going to make some adjustments at halftime, but, man, that is some kind of defense. The last time I saw 8 guys guarding a game was Razorbacks when they played Texas A&M one year. I remember they did that. But, man, it's hard to throw against 8 defenders. The thing that they're doing as well is somehow stopping the running game with that. Of course, with 1:14 left, the running game uses up time that you don't want to do. Double wide out to either side as McCoy sends Matt White in motion from right to left. He sends 3 receivers out to the right side, rolls that way, throws to Wallace, who tries to haul it in with one hand there at the 27 or 26-yard line as he was coming to the sideline. Not able to bring it in, and it's incomplete. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 10 from the Conway 38 with 1:08 left to play in the first half. Eric was just a little bit high on the ball, set a little bit on him that time, and Wallace was unable to pull it in. Big play on this drive. I think it's a big play in the first half. The Hornets want to reestablish some kind of momentum going into halftime, so it's a big play. So that's a Conway 38, double wide out to the side. McCoy comes up under center. He's got Luke Brown behind him. Quick drop, throws. Matt White has it on a little hitch pass, and he runs close to another first down. But we got a late flag comes in at about the 35 where he caught the ball. Maybe that's a face mask or something, Rob. I don't know. I couldn't see the penalty. They're going to call holding. The preliminary call is a hold against the Hornets. That's going to hurt. Oh, it's going to hurt. It was caught on the other end out there. He was trying to make the block, trying to spring it for Matt White. And, man, you got to say, with the exception of one penalty, all the breaks in the first half have gone to the other side, to Conway's team. This is as much as we've seen holding called against the Hornets all year. I've seen nearly this much, this many penalties. I think that may have been on the, I don't know where that, it was out on the receiver on the other side. It was blocking for Matt. I just don't remember who it was. So they mark it back to the 45, so the play, it actually ends up being a 7-yard penalty. It's a 3rd and 17 at the 45. So he was trying to seal the corner. They get the completion. They get the completion for the yardage, and then they count it off from there. He was trying to break Matt free, and that's what he did. He was able to get him another 5 or 6 yards. Big play. 1:02 left to play in the half. Trips right. McCoy looking down the middle. He's got Matt Brown. Good play, man. They're not going to get much quicker than that. Mr. Brown is on the line. Again, good coverage by Little. Good for defense. And a fine line drive throw by the quarterback, Derek McCoy. 1st and 10 at the 18. A 27-yard pickup for the Bryant Hornets. And we're down to 45 seconds. The clock is moving. 1st and 10 at the 18. White in motion, right to left. McCoy, short drop, throws on down the sideline. He's looking and overthrows as Brown was held up and by the defender at about the 5-yard line. Now, White was also in the area, but he did not notice the ball had been already thrown. But that stops the clock, kind of let him settle down there. I tell you, Derek is going to have to throw and thread the needle all night, this kind of defense. And a lot of it's just going to be at the strength of his arm, just to be able to thread the needles they're going to put for him. The ball is at the 19. Check that for the position of the ball. So a 26-yard completion is what we had earlier. As Matt Brown went down the middle. Luke Brown with one setback. Matt White in motion right to left. McCoy looking left. Under pressure. Cuts it, and he's going to run. He gets across the 15. He's held up, and he falls forward down to about the 12. And the Hornets will try to get a timeout with 25 seconds left. They do get it. As McCoy scrambled to the 13. Is it 13 or 12? I can't really see yet. 13-yard line. So a pickup on the play of 6 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Hornets the 20th. They have time to maybe do one running play because they still have 2 timeouts left. It's been kind of a fast-moving first half. While they're running Conway's down, they haven't run half yet. Right, Manning went back to one. Only one. McCoy in the shotgun. Looking, and he's got the center screen trying to set it up, but he's covered. He's looking. He's got a man on the sideline. It's Matt Brown making an adjustment, breaks the tackle, gets down inside the 5, and he's at the 1-yard line. Matt Brown did a tremendous job. He's trying to set up the middle screen to Luke Brown. Conway covered it well, and Matt Brown came back to the ball. He was looking on the sideline. McCoy found him, and Matt Brown made a nice run to get down to the 1-yard line with 14 seconds left. The Hornets' second timeout. They're going to have one more timeout left, but everybody in the stands was saying, Derek, run the football. The whole side of the field was open. They were trying to get that first down, and Matt was waving his arms, and man, what a big catch. He kind of made his own place to go. Hornets again, I think they have time to do one running play just close to the line, but then they better call a quick timeout if they do, and they don't get into the end zone. The imperative will be on the offensive line. I think they'll try it one time, give it one shot at, absolutely, one left. So with 14 seconds left, if you can get one play off, and if you don't make it, call a timeout immediately, you can get another play. Hey, these refs are rushing them out on their little counts. You know, I don't know who puts the refs for these kind of ball games. And, but man, I tell you, they're running a tight ship so far tonight as far as time. Matt Brown, by the way, want to let you know he's got 6 catches already for 164 yards, and he's just 10 yards from hitting the 5 for the season. And we still don't know whether or not they count regular or extra season for stats, but let's get this touchdown, Rod, and then I'll talk more. They bring in the beefy, big beast guys. Michael McClellan is in at a wing back. Side. They give it to Matt to Luke Brown over the left side. He's hit. In the first half, and now we're at a chance to tie it. And he just kept running, and it's great to see them getting that touchdown. And they had a 5-score offense. This is going to try to stop the playoffs. Somebody's going to go home unhappy tonight. Tremendous drive for the Hornets under some pressure. Absolutely. Started it with 2:31 left and score with 10 seconds left to play in the first half. Now Josh Auld in to try the extra point. A bad snap, but great job by Josh Conway to get it on the 50. The Arkansas Activity Association believes that athletes have taught many things through sports. These are the skills they learn self-control, ideas of fair play and honesty, respect for the authority and for the opposing player. We can do that. Josh Ault will kick off. You're leaving me the politician, though, you understand? I understand. We might have to check to see which one of them needs to go first. There's an onside kick. It is what's in the offing here. We send double wideouts to either side. He's going to throw. McCoy in the shotgun. 8.6 seconds left. McCoy, straight drop back. He's going to air it out, trying to get it to Matt Wide. He's behind the defense. Behind those fingertips at the 5-yard line. Man, they made a good bid for it. I cannot believe Matt outran those guys. That showed his speed again. Had double coverage, and he outran them both and had a step. He had a chance, and that's all that you ever want, is you had a chance. Just a little bit long. It's on his fingertips, and he's just not able to bring it in. Well, our first halftime guest tonight will be Shane Broadway, Representative Shane, and we checked with him, and that's who can go first. All right, great. We'll have Stacy Mallett, the junior high head basketball coach for the girls, and also the softball coach for the Bryant Lady Hornets. McCoy will try it one more time. He's going deep down the left side this time, right. Gets a hand on it, but it falls incomplete. And that's kick will come to the near side and out of bounds. As Farmer watches it go out of bounds at about the 15-yard line, the Hornets will have the option of taking it at the 35, and that appears to be what they'll do as the offensive line comes onto the field, led by Joe Gould, the center, number 74, and Joey Hudman.
I think they're ready to get after it, Rob. They don't want this kick again. They're ready to go.
The officials are acting like they're going to let them kick it again. Bryant is going to decline the penalty and take it at the 35-yard line.
Well, let's see what they're going to do. No, they're coming down here. Just a little bit of confusion by the refs. They're trying to get it worked out. First down, they're signaling that, and how many footballs do they need now? There's 2 or 3 on the field. Here comes the defense. They'll get it worked out. Yeah, snap is right. Wouldn't that be great? Well, they got 22 players on the field. Anyway, Rob, I was going to say, any kind of athletic tournament for me, the first game is always the toughest one to win.
Hornets with the football, 14-14 tie. They've got it at their own 35-yard line. They have not led in this game at all. They've had the Max Conway scores. They've got it in 1st and 10. Double wide out to the side. Hand off to Luke Brown on the right side. Breaks the tackle, and he gets across the 40, and then he's hit hard. And about the 43-yard line, he goes down. Big hit put on by Cole Harris, the defensive end on that side.
A wicked, vicious hit. Now, that looks like one of Conway's running plays. Pick up 8 yards on the first down carry.
2nd and 2 at the 43. I think again, double wide out to either side. Matt Brown and Matt White work the wide side of the field. Jonathan Jameson and Michael Wallace on the near side as the Hornets. McCoy under center. Straight hand off to Brown. He's got a first down across midfield, and he's caught from behind at about the 47 of Conway. Well, I tell you, the Hornets this year, they love to make this touchdown here as well for a score of any type. See how Conway will be able to respond to things from behind. 10-yard pickup for the Hornets after the Conway 47-yard line. Just underway, second half. High ball game. 14-14 between Bryant and Conway. The Hornets double wide out to the side. They go to the huddle and come out of it with Luke Brown alone set back behind McCoy. They give straight ahead to him. They're trapping in there. Josh Workman, the guard, trapped in, and Brown gets ahead for 5 yards to the 42.
I kept waiting for Conway to hop that pass, after all that running in the first half. The Hornets will do that. Now they're wanting to run this down here, and Mr. Beef comes into the lineup. So they're going to want to continue to push this ball down the field, but they're going to throw a pass. They just always do.
Mr. Beef is Patrick Defoe, the tight end, who also plays defensive tackle. Now 2 men in the backfield. Luke gets the handoff over the left side, breaks it outside. He's got a first down inside the 35 before he's rolled out of bounds. They had 2 men in the backfield for the first time. It's going to be at the 34-yard line, the 1st and 10 for Bryant. I just saw Patrick Defoe, Mr. Beef, because they always come in on that goal line, to punch it in.
But he was able to seal off the end that time, and Luke was able to get to the outside, make a good gain, and they keep these chains moving, and that's what you want to do.
The Hornets are going to try to make Conway play honestly against the pass. They've got double wide out to the side, go to the spread formation. Luke Brown alone setback, McCoy up under center. Hand off to Brown over the right side. And he's ahead again, down to about the 31. Pickup of about 4, maybe 4, 3, I guess, the way they're going to mark it. So,
and already the Conway defense has changed. Now, they might change back on a second a little bit longer, but they were into single coverage with their safety coming over to beat, who calls that double coverage, to help them out. But they were in single coverage on that line. They didn't have 8 in the defensive secondary like they did earlier.
Matt White is now the solo running back as Brown gets a rest. Double wide out to the side. Quick handoff at the middle. It's White, and he plows ahead. Got hit at the line of scrimmage, but he's down close to the 25-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and short for Bryant. Going to mark it right at the 25, so a pickup of 6. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Hornets have had the football since the start of the second half, a 14-14 ball game.
Luke Brown comes back in, Rob, and Mr. Beef comes in. Do we smell another one?
9-14 and counting. The Hornets go to the ground game here to start the second half. Got a Farmer in the backfield as well as Luke Brown. They hand off to Brown over the left side. Nice job in there by Conway, but Brown was able to get ahead for the first down behind Josh Workman there. Conway plowed it and picked up that hole, but Brown was able to fall forward
over the tackle of Tyler Swan for a first down. That's his 13th carry, Rob, already tonight, and most of those, I think, have been on this drive, and he's got 64 yards so far. First and 10 at the 23 for the Hornets. They've driven the ball from their own 35, all on the ground so far here in the second half, trying to get the Conway defense to play them honest after sending 8 men in the pass coverage here in the first half, and that's the way the Conway is lined up here in the. And they give it again to Luke Brown. He breaks it outside. He's down to the 20. And fumble. And Conway may have gotten on it at about the 19. Boy, what a break this is going to be. Luke Brown broke it outside, but he was hit and dropped the ball at about the 19-yard line. And looked like J.R. Henderson or the linebacker James King fell on it for Conway. And the first turnover of the ball game is Bryant with 8:29 left in the third quarter. Well, I tell you, can't dodge a bullet as Bryant was driving for pay dirt. They were driving for pay dirt and with great determination. And now we'll see if those defensive judgments happen. But that's the second big break now tonight they go for the Conway side of the ball. It's been all ground game for Conway so far. Brian Jones and John DeHart. It's too hard over the right side. He went in again for a great defense run. They plug up that hole. That's that off-tackle play they've been running so well all night long. That time the Hornets read it and got there. And it has to be the kind of play all the time. They run that play well, but they were able to flag it up that time. We're going to force Conway Sabbath to try to do something different if they're going to be able to make that same target. Man, this game is going to go down to the end. You know, just has the yard on that carry. We're out at the 20. Ramsey under center. Rusty Ramsey, the quarterback. John DeHart and Brian Jones. A handoff to DeHart again around the right end, and he's hit in the backfield and driven back by Philip Cram. They'll lose a couple of yards on that play as, again, the Hornets defense rises up and stops DeHart. First time tonight they've been able to make a tackle in the backfield. They got penetration that time, and that offensive line has not been able to push them back. Now it's 3rd and 11. Now you're in the shadows of your own goalpost. What's Conway going to do? Lost back to the 18, 3rd and 18. They have not thrown a pass all night. Ramsey under center. Long count as they've had all night. He hands on the wing-back reverse, and he is stopped short of a first down. In fact, Wilson may have picked up a yard, but that's about it. And it's going to bring up a punting situation, and the Bryant fans on their feet cheering the defensive stand. And man, they ought to be, because the defense has sure made a statement at the start of the second half. They're not going to let that continue to happen. Hornets should get very good field position. Here's Ledbetter to kick it, and he gets the block. I don't know who got it, but it came out to Bryant. He's going to say no block, Ron. I can't believe that. I don't see how they can say it. They got to have a conference on this. He had to have touched that football. Shay Ranch and Jonathan Jameson and Reynolds were in there. They say a personal foul, roughing the kicker, no block, and it's going to be a first down for Conway. A terrible call, Rob. There is no way that ball wasn't hit. No way. The ball came off at an angle and went out of bounds up around the 35-yard line. The Hornet coaches are arguing the point. But it was some other effect. This is where another official needs to step in and say that ball came almost directly left. You don't make a kick on a punt that goes 10 yards. The man closest to the punter was the one that threw the flag, and it's a 15-yard penalty. Conway with a new set of downs out at the 34-yard line. And that's the third big break tonight, man. Everything is going Conway's way. I don't see how that happened. We're going to have to watch some video to see whether or not that ball was touched. 6:40 left in the third quarter, and Conway with a big break. Looks like a blocked punt. Instead, the trajectory of the football looked like it changed, unless they did back on his instep. But the Bryant defense is back on the field, and a handoff straight ahead, and Brian Jones is going to be hit before he whistles. He gets the handoff, and the Hornet defense fired up. Patrick Defoe in there to drop him for a loss back to the 30 range. One of the biggest series really of the ball game tonight after another questioned grade goes a long way. But man, this defense is impressive on these first 4 plays they've had tonight. Now watch for the pass, though. Hornets are really selling out to stop the run right now. They send a wide receiver out to the left. That is John Stanton. The tight end is Faison. He's to the far side, the wide side of the field. Mason in the wing position. Rusty Ramsey, the quarterback, under center. Split back to get Kyle Hillis in the game first time.
and a handoff to the Hart, and this time he breaks it ahead to about the 39, but we have a flag on the play. Going to have to be a hold of some type on that side or some kind of block in the back. And Hart was able to get out close to the 40-yard line of the 39. We do have a penalty flag on. This has been the most penalties we've seen in a game since special flag. I know. Now, if this was a basketball game that you and I are going to have the privilege to do later on this season, we'd say it's a makeup call because it came from this side of the field. Now, I would not dare to suggest that in a AAA playoff game, but I tell you, the Hornets deserve some kind of break. That was such a killer penalty a few moments ago. The ball is back at the 26-yard line now. The penalty on the play, so give Hart a 3-yard pickup on it, and the penalty goes back to the. And it'll be a second down, and they need to get to the 44, so there's the second and 18 at the 26. We've got a different receiver in this time, though. Ramsey, wide receiver to the left. Good back, hands off on the track with a Hart. He's tripped up by Defoe again. While he was being blocked on the ground, got a hand out and tripped up the Hart after he picked up maybe a yard to the 27, maybe the 28. Give him 2 to the 28, but a big play by Defoe, the senior, who is really rising up to inspire his defensive teammates.
Absolutely. The defensive energy is just getting big going all through the stands. This is very impressive.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 16 at the 28. Mason in the wing. Wide out to the left. Ramsey, long count, gives on the handoff to the fullback Hillis, and he breaks it over the left side. He's got good yardage. He's going to be short of the first down as he's driven out of bounds at about the 40. They keep the clock going, though. They say he was down before he got out of bounds. He's right at about the 40-yard line. It's going to bring him a 4th down at about 4. The big play for Hillis to get it even close.
Now, Rob, what do you tell your players? You young men, this time you go in and block the football. I will say this, though. I'm not defending that ref by any stretch of the imagination, but there wasn't too many players protesting that call. I just now thought of that. But do you tell them to go ahead and try to get them, or you do? It looks like they're watching for a fake right now.
Not playing for the block this time, as Patterson will get the kick away, or Ledbetter, that is, will get the kick away. Matt Brown looking for a catch at about the 28. He's got it. He tries to reverse field, and he's brought down right there. He did get ahead to about the 29, and that's where the Hornets will have it at their own 29-yard line as the defense has stepped up, and the intensity of this game has not ratcheted up quite a bit. So once again, without those players protesting very much, maybe the right call was made a few months ago. But we got to move on. The Hornets got the ball again. We got to overcome that turnover, and the Bryant dodged a big bullet, and so they need to punch this ball in. The Bryant defense did their job, stepping up when they needed to twice already. And you're right, Jim. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Certainly the reaction of the Bryant players would say that the call was right. Handoff up the middle. It is Luke Brown, and he's going to get short yardage across the 30 to about the 32-yard line as the Hornets continue to try to run the ball to soften up the coverage that they faced in the first half. It's a 3-yard pickup for Luke Brown. 3:59 third quarter. Still tied 14-14, Bryant and Conway.
Seen that wingback go in reverse many times or go in motion across the field for the Hornets. I'm sure they're setting up that handoff for the right moment tonight.
It's in Jamison in motion this time from right to left. They option it, pitches it to Matt White. It was behind him, and he's able to only get ahead for, well, maybe no gain.
We got a face mask so coming, Rob, because there's no blue shirt around except Matt. It has to be.
No gain on the play. White did a great job just to catch that ball.
Oh, absolutely. A turnover there would have been a killer moment.
Pitch was behind him. White was able to bring it in, but it did kind of stop his momentum.
I don't know what any other kind of offensive penalty this would be. It has to be a face mask.
Against Conway as they've moved back. It is a face mask, and it looks like it'll be the 5-yard variety. 5-yard penalty on the face mask.
Not first down. It's going to be second and short, though. It's a lot more reasonable yardage. And that really is a big play for the Hornets. They're going to be faced with 3rd and substantial yardage, and this gets it back down to that makeable range.
2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
We got some rowdy fans in front of us tonight, Rob.
They are fired up. Bryant's been fired up. Trips to the left. And there's the wingback trap there, and this time Conway's James King, the linebacker, sniffed it out. White was able to get close to a first down, but maybe just an inch short or so, maybe a yard short. Pickup of a yard on that for Matt White.
You know, Rob, I'm just sitting there speculating. If they don't make it on this yard, but they go forward, Coach Pat is going to go for it. I just feel it. Tied 14-14, it would be a big risk. It'd be a big one, but well, of course, hopefully let's make this thing so you don't have to worry about that. Sure. But I bet you he'd go for it. Luke Brown is in the ball game, and they've got double wide out to either side. Conway in a short yardage defense. They fake it to the wing back coming around, a flanker around, and give it to Luke Brown, and he's got the first down out to about the 43-yard line. Conway, aware of that play, adjusted or reacted to the fake, and Luke was able to get ahead for the first down, a 5-yard pickup, and it's a 1st and 10 at the Bryant 43. 2:33 left, third quarter, 14-14 ball game. The Hornets trying to get their first lead of the ball game here against the Conway Wampus Cats. I want to tell you, hats off to this defense. They're a determined group that has set the tone now for the offense to score. Wide outs either side, tight end in the ball game still foes. 2 men in the backfield, and McCoy takes a short drop. He throws the fade route to Matt Brown. The throw is caught by Matt Brown inside the 30. Oh no, they say he was out of bounds when he caught it, and it's incomplete. He was inside the 40-yard line, but out of bounds on the fade route, and it's 2nd down and 10 will be coming up. They was well defended. What a great throw and great catch there, and it's just unfortunately out of bounds. And they lined up in that. They lined up in that running. Right, they brought Mr. Beef in. It looks like that running play again. So now they send out trips to the right. Matt Brown, the lone wide receiver, to the left. Luke Brown, the lone setback. They fake it to him, throw. The pitch to Matt White. He's got it at the 50-yard line. He's going to be right there, short of a first down, but a completion for a pickup of 7. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
Tell you, some of the most creative play calling we've had going this season, trying to find those holes in that Wampus Cat defense tonight, especially their pass defense.
A lot more play action to try to bring those linebackers up and keep the secondary honest. And now they're in the running formation once again. Luke Brown and Matt White in the backfield with Derek McCoy, and he drops short, throws, and he's got the man. Jonathan Jameson has it for a first down. The sophomore makes a clutch catch at the Conway 45-yard line on a little hook pattern. And the Hornets with another first down. What the Conway defense is doing on that, they're giving the Hornets that. They're trying to avoid the big play. So this little short pass is going to be open most of the time. And I tell you, Rob, if these linebackers keep going back, a little slant across the middle also might be an effective one if he has time to be able to thread that needle again. 1st and 10, 1:22 left in the third quarter. The Hornets with the football. 14-14 game. White in motion. McCoy, straight drop back down the middle. Got his man. Completed about the 30. And down there the 25 to the 23-yard line. And it's Jameson again, the sophomore. Makes the catch. And I tell you, man, what a great throw and catch in there. And 5 black shirts running off the tackle. Again, they had double coverage. They did. He's having to throw it and just, find that little seam in there. Great run now. Hornets don't turn this thing over. Let's punch this in the end zone. 22-yard gain on the pass play down the middle. And the Hornets, despite the heavy coverage in the secondary, getting some big completions. McCoy, double wide out to the side, gives to Luke Brown over the right side. James King and Henderson, the linebackers, are there as he gets inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A pickup of 5 for Luke Brown, and 2nd and 5 for the Hornets.
Hey, the Hornets have also adjusted their blocking a little bit. They're getting a lot more surge off the line on these running plays than we saw in the first half. Luke Brown, by the way, has got 82 yards so far tonight. Unofficially, of course, on 17 carries. Unofficially, but highly accurate.
Yes, sir. Our man, Grant Jackson, on the stats there. Hornets with double wide out to the side. McCoy with a straight draw back. He's trying to set up the screen. He gets it to Luke Brown down the middle. He's down to the 10. And inside the 10 and back down about the 7 or 8-yard line. They set it up nicely.
Oh, they did, set it up nicely. He was able to find that little hole there. Now they're going to have a 1st and goal. I don't know if they'll get this play out before the 4th quarter or not.
Clock down to 12 seconds. They'll probably not get it away. A 10-yard pickup, and it's going to be 1st and goal at the 8-yard line for Bryant as we begin the second quarter, or the 4th quarter. Our score is Bryant 14, Conway 14, going to the 4th quarter.
Hey, CDI, congratulations to Bryant. But it was a fast-moving one again, but the Hornet defense has set the tone. And Bryant has overcome a turnover that they had, an unbelievable penalty turn of events there. They had 2 killer breaks in a row, but the defense really pulled up, and they've really set this opportunity up. The Hornets need to score this drive, right?
Well, we talked before the game with Coach Patton about this team's ability to overcome adversity.
adversity. They've certainly seen a lot of it tonight. Oh, absolutely. And they're on the verge of taking their first lead of the ball game here. Their first and goal at the 8-yard line as we begin the fourth quarter, tied 14-14, the same score it was at halftime. Bryant pitches another shutout in the third quarter defensively. McCoy under center. He's got the beef in the ball game. Hands off to Matt White straight ahead, and it's going to be stopped for little or no gain, maybe a yard for Matt on that carry as they stack him up in the middle. Quickly, Rod, those third quarter stats for those folks that keep those. The Hornets have rushed for 121 yards, passed for 244 for a total of 365 yards. Conway's rushed for 210, not passed at all tonight, and that's all the yardage that they have. A close score, and the Hornets would have a lead, but not for a turnover just a few moments ago. The strong side of the line is to the left. They hand off to Luke Brown on that side, and he's only going to pick up a yard, maybe two, before he's hit by J.R. Henderson as the Conway linebackers crash in there. They give him two just outside the 5-yard line. We'll give him 2 yards on that carry. What it brings up is a 3rd and goal at the 5. Obviously, the Hornets, are well equipped to make this kind of yardage on any kind of pass. It needs to be a safe one, though. They don't need a turnover in the end zone. I tell you, that quarter break was a benefit to Conway. They had them back on their heels a little bit, but they had time to kind of regroup a little bit and get ready for this final push. McCoy under center. Gives on the wingback trap to White. He's down close to the goal line. Did he get it in? No. He's right at the goal line. They're going to say he did not get it in before he was driven back. But Matt White gives him a chance now to go for it on 4th and inches. And I tell you, Rob, they don't need anything fancy. This is when you need to let your quarterback maybe make the call. If you're going line up over the center and then sneak it right or left, otherwise, you have to go for a handoff. But this is sneaking territory today. It's just outside the goal line. 10:25 left to play in the ball game. A 14-14 time. Bryant with the ball at the goal line, just outside. McCoy sneaks it. He's out. Garrett McCoy sneaks it in. He was hit and run off the initial hit and went in. So with 10:14 left in the ball game, Bryant takes the first lead of the night. Hey, Rob, we called it, man, sneaking territory in second half. Regardless, he just kind of hopped over the line. That potent offensive line on the right side was able to make just enough room for him to get in. And now let's see how Conway responds being down against a fired up defense for the Bryant Hornets. Josh Hall will try the extra point here. Josh Farmer, the holder. Good snap. Kick is up. The kick is good. Liberty Real Estate is teammates RC is George Tucker. For total service and satisfaction for all your real estate needs, call us 847-4899 or visit our website at www.libertyrealestate.realtor.com. Together, we achieve the extraordinary. All the senior will now kick off as the Hornets have taken their first lead of the ball game. He kicked it high and short. The ball went out the ground, and it's picked up at about the 17-yard line, up the sideline is Nathan Reagan, and he's driven out of bounds across the 30, and pretty good field position for Conway. Sure, if we can tell where they marked it, there's a big cloud over there. It's the Conway offense. This is the drive of the ball game for them tonight, Rob. I don't think they want to let the Hornets touch the ball again and not at least be drive out. Conway, the Hornet drive was 14 plays and 71 yards, and McCoy making another sneak in for 1 yard line. First and 10 at the 30, Jim, and not long. So they're going with the ball at the 130-yard line, trailing for the first time. 10:08 left to play in the ball game, and they have yet to score. Conway has no first down in the second half. Hornet defense has stepped up big time here in the second half. A long snap, hand off over the left side. It's Phillips to again, step up big time on the defensive front. Sean Reynolds down underneath along with Jake Newell and Philip Prim, the linebackers getting involved there. I stand corrected. They did get that first down on that penalty on that block. Excuse me, a few line block punt. 3 yards for Phillips on that play. He's a strong sophomore quarterback. He's in the ball game, came in earlier. Just a moment to go for the first time, but Ben Bryant joins on John DeHart the whole way. They get to the heart of the left side. He's going to be hit and still turns away to get across the 35, close to the 37-yard line before he stopped. Giving a good mark on that. So it's going to bring up a third and about 3. They try to respond to Bryant. Go ahead, the third down play so far tonight. Those are running play all the way. Right, by the way, the Conway offense has made 18 yards on 10 plays in the second half. 4th and 7 at the 33 for Conway. Ledbetter with the punt. Matt Brown backing up to his own 29 to pick it up. Gets it, and he falls down right there as he tried to run laterally to find some room. But good coverage by Conway. And the Hornets have the football back with the lead. What else can you say about this Hornet defense tonight, man? They have really made that adjustment in the second half. As I said, Conway's got less than 20 offensive yards now, and we're at 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and that's 20 yards in the second half, of course. They have taken control of the football game. Hornets score another touchdown here. I think folks can start relaxing a little bit. A little bit. 1st and 10, Bryant at their own 29-yard line. 8:11 left to play. Bryant had just taken their first lead, 21-14. Matt White in motion. McCoy back to pass. Going deep down the right sideline, and he's overthrowing everybody as White was held up a little bit there at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to go incomplete. Kind of held out. The play was kind of slow in developing that time. Kind of looked a little different. Hornets always like to, after big plays like that, they really like to go for the jugular, you know, and yeah, Conway's well prepared for that one. Now they need to concentrate, make this first down, move those chains, and keep the ball and move that clock. Well, there are guys on the Conway coaching staff that played with Darryl Patton at UCA. So if anybody knows him, McCoy rolls out to his left, looks, throws. It is almost caught. It was behind Matt Brown. He almost was able to bring it in with one hand at about the 41-yard line, but instead it falls incomplete. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Hornets at their own 29-yard line. You know, Matt makes so many of those catches, you're kind of surprised when he doesn't make one. He pulls so many jug and catch in. Big play right now for the Conway defense. They'd really like to stop the Hornets 3 and out. Get football back with a lot of time left. 7:59 left to play. Bryant with a 21-14 lead, facing a 3rd and 10 at their own 29-yard line. The Hornets, the game is tied at 14 at the end of the half and at the end of the third quarter. Matt White in motion. He brings 3 receivers to the right. He gets a pass in the flat, and he's going to be stopped short as he caught the pass at the 34 and fell forward, and the Hornets will be in a punting situation after a pickup of 5 on that play. Well, either Conway is setting up one tremendous pass play, or they have just decided the only way to win this football game is to run it, since they've not even attempted one yet tonight. Most unusual assault on the Hornet defense. Josh Alt will drop back to punt. Ball is just short of the 35. He is back inside the 25 to do the kicking. Conway looks like they're going to go for the block. Good snap, and he gets the kick away. Good protection for him, and he kicks it away from the receiver. It takes a Conway bounce at about the 37, then a Bryant bounce back to about the 35, and that's where it goes out of bounds, and that's where Conway will have it. 7:12 left to play, and Bryant leading 21-14. When the defense needs to blow up again, they didn't get much long to rest on the sideline, much time to do that, but they've got to keep this very potent ground game held in check for yet another series. Conway comes back again. Hillis and DeHart in the backfield. Brian Jones played all of the first half for them. Hillis came in the first series of the second half, a big power back. Rusty Ramsey's gone all the way at quarterback. He gives it up the middle to Hillis. Hillis with a couple of yards before he's driven back by the Hornets. Philip Krim, Jake Newell, Michael McClellan in there. Boy, McClellan put a pop on him, didn't he? And then Newell took him the other direction. And every yardage that Conway's making this time in the second half, they're paying for it. give them 3 yards out to the 38. 2nd and 7 for Conway.
Rob, I haven't caught the adjustment the Hornet defense has made yet, have you?
Not really, no.
I think that they're just beating their men at the line of scrimmage. This defensive line is taking over in the second half.
I'm not sure it was necessarily a scheme adjustment. There's a handoff on the sweep to DeHart. He gets outside and breaks the tackle, and he's up close to first down at the 45-yard line. He got past Shea Wrench, who came up and made a nice move around him and was able to get up close to the first down, and they're going to get it to him at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Conway, the first other than by penalty in the second half.
In the second half, you're exactly right. He was able to get outside and turn on that speed, and the pursuit was not able to keep him out of that first down.
Just across the 45 to the 46 to give him 8 yards. Clock down to 6 minutes left in the game. Conway trailing. Now they go into a double wing formation for the first time. Ramsey under center. Hillis, the lone setback behind him. He gives it straight ahead to him. He breaks a tackle and gets across the midfield stripe to about the Bryant 48, maybe the 47, depending on the mark. 48-yard line, so a pickup there of 6 yards for Hillis.
A little bit different look, and they were able to catch the Hornets a little bit different. It looked like the first half on that play. Rob, I tell you, the way the time is going and where this ground game is, they're in 4-down territory, I think. Even though they just crossed the 50-yard line. They're going to punch it in this drive.
5 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the ball game. Bryant with a 21-14 lead. Conway with the football in Bryant territory. They give on the wing back sweep. And Mason has a first down across the 45 down to the 43-yard line for Conway. They're in Bryant territory.
And they are letting it all hang out on this drive, aren't they? I mean, you can just feel the tension in the air. This is the drive for Conway in the second half if they're going to win this football game.
They're going for the tie. Of course, they could go for 2.
But they got to score first, but they're driving that direction right now. Hornet defense needs to stop them on first down now and make Conway have to speculate about what they got to do.
John Stanton, a lone wide out to the left side. Conway comes up, goes into a double wing formation with Hillis the lone setback. Hart and Mason on the wing. Ramsey gives to Hillis over the right to the left side. He breaks the tackle, and he's ahead down inside the 35 and close to another Conway first down.
Got it right, though. He broke a tackle, or he was going to be stopped for a pretty small gain. Fresh legs do it every time. Hornets need to adjust again and find some way to stop this ground assault that they're seeing right now. Because if it continues this way and Conway does push it in, there's not going to be any time left.
4:50 left to play now. Conway trailing Bryant 21-14. 1st and 10. Conway at the Bryant 33-yard line. Rusty Ramsey sends him into the double wings again. The fullback Hillis been doing most of the damage here on this drive. This time they give to DeHart on the wingback trap, and he's got good yardage down to the 25-yard line before he's knocked down. And again, a big play on first down for Conway.
I tell you what, he was. I didn't see any hole, did you? I couldn't see how he made it all the way through there, but he just made 2-3 steps and bounced into the secondary.
2nd and 2 at the 25 of Bryant. 4:12 left to play in the ball game. Conway trying to make up a 7-point deficit, and it's been an impressive drive all around, just as they have the entire ball game. Haven't thrown a pass all night. Ramsey under center. Again, the double wing formation. Gives it to Hillis. Big hole, but he's hit by Jason Rose and struggles ahead, close to the first down.
I think his second effort there, is going to be able to get it, Rob.
Right at the 20, right at the yard mark.
They're going to have to mark.
They are going to measure it.
I can't tell. He is going to call this. I don't have my glasses tonight, but it looks a little short to me.
See, they'll bring the chains across. Gives everybody a chance to catch their breath with 3:47 left to play.
Gives that Hornet defense a chance to catch their breath.
Conway is driven from their own 35 on 7 running plays.
Not going to be a little short, Rob. They're going to get it.
This one gets them a first down. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the Bryant 23-yard line. They trail it 21-14 here at Bryant Stadium. 3:47 left to play in the ball game.
The Hornet defense, once again, has just got to keep them out of the end zone. This is the last drive, barring a turnover, the Hornets that Conway's going to have. This is the ball game tonight.
Conway goes into the double wing. Ramsey under center. Now Mason in motion. They give to him on the wing-back reverse. He breaks the tackle in the backfield and gets ahead for good yardage inside the 20-yard line. Shea Wrench had a shot at him in the backfield, but he broke that tackle. Hard running by Mason, and down to the 19 he goes. A pickup of 4 on that play.
And Shea knows how to tackle. He just was able to run right through that. Boy, what a big play that would have been. But as it is, it did stop the clock, though, with 3:25 left. Big second down running play again. I'm sure it's coming.
Got out of play. Got out of bounds on that play. 2nd and 6 at the 19 for Conway. Down to 3:25 left in the ball game. They got double wing formation. They give to Hillis up the middle, and he stood up and driven back this time for the Hornets down underneath there. Big play. There's McClellan and Prim, and there's a lot of meat in that one spot. It is about 6 straight players to fall, and of course all those linemen. So it's going to bring up a big 3rd and 5.
Baby, is it ever? Conway is only, I think they only are 1 out of 5 on 3rd down tonight. I believe that's right. 1 out of 6 now tonight, so baby is just a big one.
3rd and 5 at the 18-yard line. 2:50 left to play. Conway trailing 21-14 with the football. Hillis, the lone setback in a double wing formation. They give to Hillis on the left side. He's real right, baby. He's driven down at about the 16-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down, but they're going to only need 3 yards on it. You got to go. They've got to go. They got to go for it. They're not going to touch the ball again. Now, Rob, the ball's at the 15. Mark it at the 15. It's a 4th down and 2. 2:20 and counting on the clock.
Stars are not taking a timeout, right?
Bryant trying to hang on to a 21-14 lead, and it's down to good. It's going to be man-on-man. They're going to run this one through on 4th and 2 at the 15. Conway trying to stay alive in this one. Trailing 21-14. Hand off to Hart. No one. With 1:56 left to play in the ball game. Big stand by the defense.
Absolutely right. And once again, less than 2 minutes to go. The Hornets are going to have to get at least 1 first down if they're going to run out this clock and just take this ball game home. But I want to tell you, my hat's off to Conway. What a drive. But a bigger hat's off to that Hornet defense. This is their game, babe. This is their game.
Boy, this has been a playoff game. This has been spectacular. The best game we've seen all season. Most competitive game we've seen all season.
I think you're right.
Except maybe the Sheridan game where it was just nuts and bolts all the way, just like this one is.
Yeah, but there's far more on the line tonight.
Certainly so. Derek McCoy under center. He hands off. Both arms on the ball. Luke Brown spins out of the 20 to about the 23-yard line.
Big play right now. They've got a little bit of room to work, and as well, now this first down is reachable. I want to tell you, Conway's going to call a timeout on there. I'm not going to go to one of our commercials just yet. But
the clock says 1:45 left. Bryant with a 21-14 lead in the football, facing a 2nd and 2. And is there? And we do have a full timeout.
Yeah, Conway called the timeout. Rob, I want to tell you, Conway came in tonight. They decided the only way they're going to win this game is to run it. It's been quite obvious. And man, have they made a ball game out of this thing. I don't think the Hornets have been flat tonight or anything. They might have a little emotion left over from Benton, but they're playing like a team that's favored. They're playing with enough emotion, but they're playing cool and confident. They believe what they're going to do. They're a good football team. But my hat goes off Conway tonight. They have really done it. Of course, the ball game's not over. Turnover or they have fun. A lot of things can still happen, of course. But, man, this is a better Conway team than we saw the first week.
Certainly so. Tremendous effort in that drive in the clutch when Bryant's defense had been fired up and had done so well here in the second half, holding them. And they've moved it right down the field, but a big 4th down stop by the Hornets. And now Bryant has the football with 1:45 left to play, a 21-14 lead, and all they've got to do is protect it. Conway still with a couple of timeouts. If they can stop this clock, Bryant needs a first down or 2. There's a handoff inside. Once again, Luke Brown is sure-handed as anybody, although he did fumble earlier in the game, which kind of put things, kind of prevented Bryant from getting another score that they would have had. And Luke, of course, would be the first one to say, I will take it and hang on to it.
That's right. Of course, Conway's going to call another timeout, Rob. So you'll set it up, and I'll go to one of our breaks.
They are short of a first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 right at the 25-yard line strike. And with the score, Bryant 21, Conway 14, and a minute 38 left. We'll pause for just a moment.
We're fixing to have yet another big third down play now. Absolutely, positively, Conway has got to stop the Hornets if they're going to have a good chance at this. And absolutely, positively, the Hornets need this first down.
Conway has one timeout left. The Hornets, everybody in tight. Gives it to Palmer.
Got it.
And it gets to Brown, and he's got a first down running right in the left side of the line behind Workman and Hutman. First down, Bryant, and the Hornets with a 21-14 lead. Conway can only stop it one more time. And ladies and gentlemen, the Bryant Hornets are going to advance, and barring a catastrophe here.
Barring that catastrophe. You know, Rob, on that play, the Conway Wampus Cats sold out to the quarterback sneak that time. They had everybody clogged up the middle.
There was actually a big hole there for Luke Brown to get the first down, and now the Hornets with one more, they stopped the clock for the first down with 1:16 left. The Hornets will run one more play. Penalty outside, and that'll help Conway with the play clock, with the clock stopping with 1:10 left, but it shouldn't be too big a factor.
Oh, they're going to take it against Conway, Rob. Apparently Conway moved on them. Apparently they moved first.
It is a penalty against Conway.
I don't believe it. I didn't see the movement. I saw Mr. McClellan move, but he must have been the second one in that neutral zone.
Well, they must have lined up offside.
That's right.
With 1:10 left to play, Bryant with a 1st and 5 at the 33-yard line, and Conway with just one more timeout. The Hornets run this play, then they can take a knee. They can hang onto it for this play. They can take a knee the rest of the way and get that clock started. McCoy under center. Will hand off to Luke Brown on the left side. Luke hangs onto the football, gets to the 35-yard line. A 2-yard pickup, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 3. But the Hornets will only have to snap it one more time, and they'll be advancing. So the Conway man is down.
I don't know. I can't.
They do stop the clock with 30.
Those, Rob. Also, we do not have information on the advanced sales of tickets for next week's game. So call Coach Tom Farmer, and he'll let you know. AAA, of course, controls this, and they'll let you know.
The Hornets now, all they have to do is take a knee. As the play clock moves down inside of 13 seconds, the Bryant Hornets will be a playoff winner. They will advance to the 2nd round. The clock stops with somebody's offside.
Oh, yeah,
21 seconds left. The clock stops with 21 seconds left.
That's going to give them another statistical first down. For Rob, like you said, all they got to do is take a knee, and the Hornets have done something else that they've never done before.
That resets the play clock. Once they start to take a knee, that's going to do it, baby. The Bryant Hornets will win this one with a tremendous second half effort. The final score will be Bryant 21, Conway 14, and a hats off to the Wampus Cats for putting up a technical fight.
Absolutely. They did great, but I want to tell you, the Hornets have responded every time, and they responded again tonight, and they did something no Hornet team has ever done, and that's win a playoff game.
They will advance to the 2nd round with fireworks going. The Hornets improved to 11-0 in 1999. 50th anniversary of Bryant football has been one heck of an anniversary.
Has it not? What a way to end the century, you might say. And